Check one. Check one, check two. All right. Let's see what we got. Loop some background music real quick. How's everybody doing? So what is going on? CDC got some new information they're sharing with us. As we get things started, hang on, I still gotta turn on. Is my mic working? Turn that down. Still gotta turn on the chat here. Hang on, y'all. Get this together. We're live. This is the live version. Shout out to everybody checking in. What's going on? How come my Twitch feed does not seem to be working? Come on, Twitch. It's always something, people. Shout out to everybody on Facebook and Instagram. Actually, no, we're not on Instagram right now. We're testing that out. I don't know. Tested out the Instagram live thing. It was some hack. It's software. It's legit. But haven't gotten that all situated yet. But so let me get the chat up so I can see you guys. Then we'll get started. I promise. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. But yeah, unfortunately, like I said, for the live, I cannot set up the chat until we're actually live on all the channels. So that's why we always do this first. So it only takes a minute. All right, everything's connected. Great. Chat is up and running. So yes, don't be shy. Make sure to like and share this. All right. And yeah, stop by, say hi. All right. Let us know where you're checking in from. Got any questions? Got any issues? Anything you want to bring to my attention as far as what's going on? What you want us to talk about today on the show? Let me know. Let me know. All right. So as we get ready to proceed, as your man Diddy used to say. Oh, you know what? Let me pull up Facebook on my phone real quick. And then, yeah, then we're going to talk about, we got some interesting stuff to talk about today, people. Interesting information indeed that we are going to share with you today. So, be checking. Definitely be checking for the replay. The edited replays are all going to be archived on Mixcloud, number one. Twitch, live replays will be up there. D-Live also. Shout out to everybody on D-Live. Live replays will be there for only a limited time, though. I think they're only, right now, they're only archived for like 3 days. That's where you can catch the replays for shizzle. All right, so we're looking good, sounding good on Facebook. I'm sharing the wrong. Oh, you know what? I forgot. See, I was playing around with Instagram yesterday, and I'm sharing the wrong screen with you guys. So, let me fix that. Let's switch this. You guys shouldn't be. I want you to look at. You should be looking at this one. There we go. Hey Heather, thanks for sharing. How's it going? All right. So let me see. Got some links there that I need to share with you guys. All right, show notes and all that stuff. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, all right, so okay, we're almost ready. All right, let me pull up this let me pull up this interesting update by the CDC. But first, now that we're ready, actually ready to start. Where's my logo at? Oh, wait. I don't have my logo showing or nothing. Trying times. Heather says, trying times, sir. Just attempting to live. Hey. Yeah, join the club. Heather. Join the club. Just trying, yeah, you know, and it wouldn't be no issue if people weren't doing so much. See, you know, it wouldn't be trying at all, in my opinion. And if all these shenanigans, if people didn't start playing all these shenanigans, so yeah, you gotta fix that. We're gonna do what we can to fix that. I think things can go back to normal pretty easily. I think. If people just stop messing around. People would just stop messing around. Why? It says I'm getting hearts from myself. That's not possible. Who's doing that? Or, oh no, I don't know. Anyway. All right. Hang on. I didn't have, let me see. All right. Put my logo in the corner. Let's do that. Sorry, y'all. CDC Heather says CDC guidelines on what to send your what to send your kid to school with is alarming. Heather says. We'll see if we can take a look at that. You know what? Look. Let me just pull this up because it's again this information can be overwhelming. Okay, that's why most people don't even bother trying to see what they're actually saying here. But some of us have time. Some of us have some time, so we're gonna help you out. All right, I think we're ready to start. So this is Court Boys Radio Show, all right? Where hip-hop meets conspiracy. It's your man, Pearly Q, in the building. On today's show, we've got some interesting updates from the CDC. As far as numbers go, okay? We're going to go over it. I'm going to start with that first. Then we got some info on the Flint, Michigan. Actually, a federal judge has ruled in one of the, basically saying that somebody's got to be held accountable, which I don't know why a federal judge had to be the one to say that. I mean, somebody messing up big time over there in Flint. So a lot of interesting stuff. Okay, Flint, Michigan, CDC numbers, and some more. We'll see what's trending. A bug out bag. Heather says the CDC recommends them. Really? If y'all don't know, all right. She says a bug out bag for emergency sleepover at school. That's what. Oh, really? See the stuff they slip, and the reason why, you know, all this is public, but see, they slip it in there because, again, it's the information overload. Okay, so nobody really sees any of this. Like me, I didn't know that. But really, pack your kids an extra pair of clothes when they go to school just in case. That's what they're recommending. Yeah, Heather says no thanks. Yes, I agree 100%. Nope, we'll just stay home. All right, how about that? People, I'm telling you, people doing too much. All right, let me. How's the background? Hang on. All right, I think it's low enough. Just has something in the background going there. All right. So, where are my drops at? Never mind, Pearly. Ain't got time for that.
You're tuned in to the Court Boys Radio Show, where hip-hop meets conspiracy.
All right, let's get started. Let's get started. So let's jump over to the CDC. So what we got here are numbers just updated the end of this month, okay, August 26, 2020. And they do these weekly. So these are the most recent updates. Now, what was interesting about this one, and I got this, actually, Jeff Berwick, aka the Dollar Vigilante, was talking about this on his show. He brought this up, which caught my attention. Where is that? Where's the link to the original story here? So let's take a look at the original story, which just breaks it down. You know, again, that raw data again will give you a headache looking at it. I literally, I take my, stuff like that, I take my time, okay? Looking at those charts and all these numbers, and because I took my time and I was looking at it this morning, so we're gonna go back to the CDC and look, and I made a couple of things. We're kind of again, I have a couple of questions about the way they present this data, and this is interesting, and we'll talk about it right here in a minute. But this one here, the shock report. All right, this is from the Gateway Pundit. If you guys want the link, let me know. I'll put it in the chat at some point. I didn't get a chance to do it before the show. Where is the chat? All right. So yeah, so this is how, again, because you, me, nobody else is gonna go to the CDC. Who looks at the CDC's weekly updates on, nobody, right? So thanks to the Gateway Pundit for pointing this out. This week, CDC quietly updated COVID-19 numbers. Only 9,210 Americans died from COVID-19 alone. Okay, and we'll go to the CDC chart to explain why that's relevant. So from COVID-19 only. The rest had other different serious illnesses, and what they call on the website, they call them good Lord, I forgot. Wait a minute, what is it? Let's go back. So we're going to jump back and forth here. Sorry, people. That's what I mean. You need to follow us on Mixcloud for the edited, cleaned up versions of these shows. Let's see. Where is that? I'm looking for that. Where's that word? Access deaths. No, that's not it. Where's the one? Blah, 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 blah. I swear. Okay, here it is. Here's what I was looking for. Comorbidities. Morbidities, my bad. Comorbidities. What does that mean? So, in context here, it obviously means other serious illnesses along with. So when they say, so here, Table 3 shows types of health conditions and contributing causes mentioned in conjunction with deaths involving the virus. But here's the interesting thing. So this really is the really interesting point that, like I said, that Jeff pointed out. 6% of the deaths were specifically only, the virus. Only 6% contributed only, specifically, exclusively, all right, to COVID-19. I guess you're not even supposed to say that. Like the algorithms will ban you. I'm not, YouTube and all that stuff. I'm not really concerned with that. Because again, this is from the CDC's website, so I mean, it's not like I'm just, talking out of the side of my face here. So 6% of the deaths, COVID-19 was the only cause. For deaths with conditions or causes in addition to COVID-19, on average, there were 2.6 additional conditions or causes of death. The number of deaths with each condition or cause is shown for all deaths by age groups for data. And this is what I'm talking about with this information, people. It's very confusing. It can be very confusing. But the way, and we'll look at this chart here, because what struck me is that all they so look, all right, look at here. That's involving just COVID. Okay, here are the numbers. Okay, age ranges. All right, that's just what they say only. Person only had COVID, that was it. Here's a tally for all causes. So, my question, before we get any further, and let me know if you guys, but my question is why are they putting all these together? Again, obviously, because if they didn't, okay, here's what we know. If they didn't put COVID in with all these other, illnesses, influenza, pneumonia, then the numbers, again, because here are the numbers right here by themselves. And as you look, so we're going down the list here and see under 1 year, you see how the numbers are very low, and they only get, when we get to the the older the older the age bracket, the more the numbers go up. It's strange, and and if when you go down this list, you'll see some other strange things about this data. Like I said, I really didn't really start looking at it. Today I said, let me look at this, like, for real. Let me just look at it and keep looking at it. And that's what I encourage everybody else to do. Keep looking at this. Because if you look at this, it doesn't make much sense. When I say it doesn't make much sense, I mean what's going on, okay? Because the excuse they're using is this, right? But as we go along here, you know what? Where's my? Oh, I don't have my draw tool thing. I'm not using the right. As we go along here, I don't know if you guys can even see my. You can't see my mouse. So we look at this. That's involved. So that's what I mean. Involving influenza, with or without COVID. Deaths involving COVID and pneumonia, excluding influenza. Deaths involving influenza or without COVID or pneumonia. Why are they even doing that is my question. You see, what is this about? What are you doing? Deaths involving pneumonia, influenza, or COVID-19. I mean, so what are you saying? You don't know the difference? Or what is the, again, why are they doing this like this? If this is such a, if this is, it's either you know what it is or you don't. Why are you lumping pneumonia? I mean, I know it's supposed to be respiratory, right? But you can't tell the difference? Is that why you're lumping them together, CDC? That's the question I have. Why are they even doing that? Because obviously they can't tell. But it says here, they according to this line they know that, okay, only these people had COVID-19. This is only COVID, according to them. Let me go to the comments real quick. Let me see, Heather, because Heather's had some comments here. Hey, what's going on? All right, so my bad, y'all. My screen is messing up here. Let me see. The powers that be have been talking about these very important conversations that need to be had since March. So let me see. Chasing their own tail with these charts. Yeah. Yeah, so exactly. It almost, and not only the CDC, but if you look, I don't have the clip, but if you look at the different, I can't remember what city it was. It might have been like Illinois, or maybe it was California somewhere, where they're doing the same thing when they're, as far as classifying who's exposed and who's not exposed. And again, they think it's ridiculous with the charts. If you guys follow, you know what, I gotta find that. I guess Cuomo likes to do that a lot with the charts. He's got the charts all the time. All right. But the main point, my bad, y'all. The main point to take away from that, according to the CDC, only 6% of that total. So that's. Let me go back to it. Good Lord. Oh, you know what? They say it better here. Because I'm just sounding like an idiot right now. Hang on, y'all. Sorry, this site has all kinds of pop-ups. It's freezing up on me. Oh, good Lord. All right. So my bad, y'all. Because all these pop-ups and stuff. All right, so this is the World Hoax Organ. Somebody, I see the sign on one of the protests. For those who don't know, there was some organized, and they had some good in Germany and in England. I think London. There was some protests this week. Some real protests, like organized gatherings where people, were voicing their opinions on this, and basically, saying, hey, enough's enough. You guys, just need to stop. And one of the people had one of the signs said WHO, World Hoax Organization, which I thought was very good. Hey, Marissa, my girlfriend Marissa's watching. Did you share? Did you share, Marissa?
The second major difference is that COVID-19 causes more severe disease than seasonal influenza. While many people globally have built up immunity to seasonal flu strains, COVID-19 is a new virus to which no one has immunity. That means more people are susceptible to infection, and some will suffer severe disease. Globally, about 3.4% of reported COVID-19 cases have died. By comparison,
so in all this is back in March, I think, when when all this started ramping up, and they list this here. Is that basically, this is what, this was the reason. Well, they said, oh, it's so dangerous, so now we got to take these drastic measures. But even the 3.4%, that wasn't correct. We all, according to the data now, we know this to be true. 3.4% that they were claiming, was off. And that's the main thing to remember, okay? Because even I have to kind of, it's hard to not get distracted. The numbers from the beginning have been trash, okay? Again, the way they're grouping in, look, the way they're classifying, okay? And we've seen health official after health official get up on camera and say, look, if basically, we don't have to test you for it. If we think we can, classify your death as COVID if we suspect you had it during the time of death. Or, that's it. So that's what they've been doing, okay? Throw all the other nonsense out. Everybody, is getting marked down. And look, I don't know about you, but I know people personally, unfortunately. I know of a coworker that he had his brother passed away a few months back from kidney failure, and he was classified as a COVID death. And I'm sure, if you just ask around, if you know anybody that's passed away recently, chances are they were classified as a COVID death, okay? Because that's what they were doing from the beginning, and they told us this. So in here, so this one, and this is the main point again about this most recent update from the CDC is that they themselves admit 6% of all, so that's 6% of this number here, 153,504 deaths recorded, actually died from the virus itself. Only 6% of that, which comes out, they have it here, which comes out to about 9,000 people. Okay. The other 94% had 2 to 3 other serious illnesses, and overwhelming majority were of advanced age. So again, let's go back to the chart. Let's go back to the chart. Hey, Richard, what's up, man? Richard Smith checking in. Yeah, let's see. Let's see what Richard... Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. This thing is so slow. Glad to see you. You're an awesome dude. Keep it real. We always keep it... Hey, man, look. You want to stay stress-free. You know, you want to keep your sanity, man. Keep it real. That's all. That's all you can do. That's all I can do. At least that's the way I. That's what I do. But yeah, I appreciate it. In doing so, I happen to keep it real. But yeah, that's the only way to be, especially nowadays. But thanks, Richard, for checking in. Oh man. So when you go back to this chart, and that's where the comorbidities, because look at all this. Look at all of this. Again, look at these numbers. So that's the total for what? It's a weekly total? Yeah, this is a weekly updates by select demographic and geographic characteristics. So you can get daily. We're on the weekly page. Excess deaths associated with, associated with, again, their own. Why is it everything associated with this? How come it's just not? We all know why. All right, we all know why. So in their own, so that's what I mean. You don't even look at this. All right, I mean, look at it because it helped me understand. Okay. So when you get a chance, just look it up, man. It's it's cdc.gov. Just go to the weekly updates, and look at this for yourself when you get a chance. All right, because I'm going to scroll down. Provisional death counts. Race and Hispanic. Look, the bean counters are, again, that's what people are just doing their job. I get it. But you see when even like, something like, people can turn it into, see, it's not good. It's not. Because they got people crunching these numbers, but they're not. That's what I mean. Like, what are you crunching here? Again, you're just counting, again, influenza, pneumonia, with or without pneumonia, with or without influenza. Is that confusing, or is it not confusing? Does that confuse you guys when you look at this? I mean, I get it. I understand it. But what confuses me is, why are you doing that? Is it because if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have any numbers to crunch? That's what I suspect. That's what it seems like to me when I look at this. Please let me know what you guys think. But yeah, comorbid. Let me hold up. I got to look this up here. I want to get the official definition. Comorbidities. I mean, I know. Like I said, I understand what it is. Comorbidities. Okay, here we go. Just so we could break it down, all the way down to the very last compound. What did KRS say that one? The simultaneous, let me see, presence of two chronic diseases or conditions in a patient. The comorbidity of an anxiety and depression. Okay. So it's the presence of two chronic diseases or conditions in a patient. All right. So let's go back to the chart. Table 3, conditions contributing to deaths involving coronavirus by age group. Again, all ages, right there, 161. 0 to 24, right there. 25 to 34. And see how they keep going up. Nice and neatly as you go up in age. But as you can see, 55 plus accounts for a majority. All right. And see this here, I don't, why, again, circulatory disease, like sepsis, what is this? And why are these numbers why are they all together? I don't get it. All right. Understanding the numbers. All right. Again, how it works. Yeah, you can read this and confuse yourself some more, like I'll try to do right now. Identified using the ICD-10 code. So look, and you could skip all this because again, we all know that they are instructing health officials to classify as many people with this code as possible. Okay, again, by the way, you know, they basically, that's what they're doing. Like I said, if you know anybody that's been sick or that's passed away recently, you know this firsthand. All right. Oh, I passed the, where is the, I want to see where the, okay, so in that article, so basically again, so here's where they admit that only 6% of that total number of 180 or whatever, 160, were exclusively, allegedly, from COVID alone. All right. So for that's what they're saying here. For 6% of the deaths, COVID-19 was the only cause mentioned. So out of all this tomfoolery here, even they're saying that only 6% of those they can attribute to only the virus. Okay, I want to say COVID too many times. So that's the most important thing to take away from this, people. And so the question is, if it's only 6%, again, what's this? What is this for? Okay, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep throwing these numbers out here like this? Like, you know, why? And again, the answer's obvious. Because they want, you know, they have to get some shit done. They're trying to get it done. And that's what they're using this for. Okay? Yeah. Heather says these charts define hypocrisy. Yes. So just again, and look, I don't know how it is where you're, you know, in your area, the country, you know, out here, I'm in the Southwest, I'm in Arizona. I'm from Connecticut, so I have, you know, friends and family back there. But people are concerned. Okay, the more, you know, every time I go to the grocery store, well, you know, I'll be the only person, maybe one other person, you know, there might be a couple people walk, but, you know, a lot of people just wearing the masks. So people are concerned, but so only because they trust the information that they're getting. You know, if they're listening, you know, the sky is falling. You know, if you listen to everybody else, if you watch CNN, any of these places, you know, they got the death toll numbers on the screen ticking away as you're watching, going up, 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 you know. But see, that's my point. If you look at what we just looked at, okay, the official source of those numbers, see, that's not true. Those numbers, the CDC just said, only 6% are directly attributed to the virus. Only 6% of the hundreds and millions. So my question is, if you can't trust these people to tell the truth, then, you know, why should you, you know, be concerned, but not because of not, thinking something's going to happen if you don't wear a mask. Nothing's going to happen to you unless another person does something to you. Okay, when I say another person, I mean, yeah, somebody, like, over in Australia and New Zealand, they're doing the most over there. They're cracking down, like, yes, they will put their hands on you if you don't have your mask on. When I say they, I mean the police. So, so the thing is, yeah, don't be concerned about, nature striking you down. That's not, that's not going to happen according to their own numbers. Likely not going to happen. But what will happen, and what has been happening, is that people, are doing the most damage. Go to the let me go to the chat here. Yes, Heather says numbers equal money. Yes, of course. And so here's another question I have. If we take that CDC if we take this here, so if this is the case, according to them, only 6% of the total of the numbers that they're reporting are directly attributed only to COVID, then what is going on? Why, again, they're spending how many billions on developing these vaccines? Okay. Again, the numbers are so small. Even if because again, from the beginning, the numbers are suspect. All right, let's keep it, again, keep everything in perspective. The numbers are suspect from the beginning. Okay. Does it justify billions and billions on a vaccine? Does it justify ruining people's lives? When I say people, I mean small business owners that were forced to shut down, majority of which are not coming back anytime soon. Okay, the answer is no. Okay, the question is was this all necessary? Was this a correct response? If you even look at their own, you look at their own numbers, the true numbers, then no, of course not. You can go back, you could look at other flu epidemics, get more, again, and nothing like this. More people have died, more people die every year of heart disease than, if you take the actual, again. So what is this all about? People obviously are about to, they want to change things. They're putting things in place to do so. Because, again, that's what's going on. I'm only telling you what we all know is going on. Okay? But I really think if more people were just aware of the actual, of their own, look, they're even saying, I think, people would probably, but the people that are concerned are probably the people, that watch a lot of TV, that watch a lot of the news. And it's too bad. Why isn't, again, how come you're not hearing this on CNN? How come they never say, they got that number in the corner ticking away, but they never have they don't have a disclaimer saying, oh, but only 6% are actual COVID deaths. They don't. How come they're not doing that? Again, we all know why. Because they're trying to scare people. Okay, and they're succeeding. They're doing a good job of that. But hopefully, that's the only reason why we're doing this, people. That's why. So, share it if you can. Because people don't have time. They're just too busy, too busy. But something, I'm sure people are tired of, not being able to work and not being able to open their business. And, so hopefully people will, begin to realize what's really going on here. And that it's not, it's not as deadly as, these people would lead you to believe. I mean, it's just not, according to their own statistics here. So let me, my bad. Let me, where is that? Okay. So another interesting, article popped up about the Flint water crisis. Apparently a judge has ruled in that. Again, what took so damn long? What's wrong with these people? Can somebody tell me? But let's go over to that. Switch over to the Flint, Michigan water crisis update. All right, and this is from activepost.com. Hey, Mega Rand's live. Let's go check him out. Shout out to Mega Rand. Play his music all the time here on the show. Notification has popped up on my phone. All right, so judge says feds can be sued for Flint water crisis. Shames EPA for not taking protective action sooner. Really? For real? August 31st. So yeah, what happened in Flint is tragic reminder that all Americans are vulnerable to careless decisions made by legislators, regulators, government agencies, and employees. Look, the Flint thing, that's way beyond careless decisions. All right, again, that's criminal. Okay? Like, again, some of these things you could chalk up to, okay, yeah, overlook something. Oh yeah, somebody dropped the ball on that. But things like this, things like the Flint, Michigan water crisis, okay, that's beyond, in my opinion, that's beyond careless decision making. Okay, at this point, you're just being, at the very least, criminally negligent. All right. So, and the federal government can be sued for negligence in the Flint water crisis, a judge said Wednesday, citing the failure of regulators to timely act as good Samaritans and blow the whistle on the lead in the water supply. The decision comes days after the state of Michigan said it is willing to pay $600 million to settle a raft of lawsuits by Flint residents over disastrous decisions by Governor Rick Snyder's administration. Listen here, $600 million for how many people in Flint? That's nothing. Okay, I'm horrible with numbers, but that is nothing. They're willing to pay $600 million. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. Y'all need to cough it up. Look, and people in Michigan, that's what I mean. Everybody running around here talking about vote, vote, vote. Look, if you in anywhere in Michigan, especially if you're in Flint, I'd be letting these people have it. Okay, I'd be letting them know. Vote, y'all. I better not see y'all. Like, don't even come near me. Am I gonna vote? You know what? I'm very interested. I want to know what's going on in Michigan with the, with the bullshit. The election shenanigans. Because look, people in Flint. Look, man, these people deserve, all right, some justice for real. This is just ridiculous. Let me keep going. Let me see. So, everybody's been pointing fingers this whole time. There's a date. I forgot. When did this start? Well, we'll get to it here. I can't remember where it is. Okay, it's down here. All right. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, didn't cause Flint's water to be contaminated with lead, but it knew about high lead levels and didn't crack down in time. U.S. District Judge Judith Levy said in an 86-page opinion. So, all right. Indeed, the harm to residents increased every day. They drank, fed their babies formula, and took showers in lead and bacteria-infested water. So starting in April 2014, Flint pulled water from Flint River for 18 months without treating it to reduce corrosion. The water caused lead to be released from old pipes and into kitchen taps, bathrooms, and water heaters. So, okay, so that's what happened. Not only was the water, I was wondering how the lead got into it. Okay, they did not treat it for corrosion, which led to it corroding old pipes and stuff, and that's what contaminated a majority of it, according to this, allegedly. The government said Michigan was the lead regulator and bears any responsibility, among other arguments. But the judge noted that the EPA responded to the complaints about the water and provided expertise to the state and Flint. The EPA knew as early as June of 2015 that Flint residents were in danger of drinking and being exposed to lead-contaminated water. The judge, that's Levy, the judge, that's her name. Judge Levy said. So Flint started doing this in 2014. The EPA, okay, the government knew as early as 2015, and didn't, didn't step in, didn't give any recommendations. You see, that's the funny part, again, about everything that's going on now. How right now they're quick, man. We got you. Don't worry. The crisis, we got you. We got you covered. We're gonna get through it. Just do A, B, and C, right? Wear your mask and go, make sure you go get the shot and all this other nonsense. But when it came to these people, they just said, they consulted with them, said, yeah, your water's shit. You gonna fix it, right? Okay. And didn't do anything about it. The government didn't step in. Again, they're so concerned with our health, right? That's what this is all about. They're so concerned with our well-being. Don't get other people sick, don't. But yet, people in Flint have had to deal with this since 2014. And nobody from the government stepped in and said nothing. Nobody, they weren't concerned with the health of these residents here. Why is that? All we can do is ask the questions, people. So that's what, that's what really, that's what kind of, it's like, what, y'all are full of shit. It's just another example. Don't tell me how much you're concerned about. You're not. You don't care. Okay, you do. You do not. Because if anybody cared, they would have stepped in and did something about this. Okay? 5 years ago. Why didn't they? So, if I was participating like that in politics, that's all I'd be doing. I'd be in these people, I'd just be asking them these questions. Hey, man, what's up? What's up with Flint? Y'all just let people, drink poison, didn't do nothing about it. What's up with that? Oh, okay, you fixed it. Oh, you're not going to do it again? Like, but that's my point with this craziness, is that these people keep doing things like this to us. Okay, and every 4 years, everybody pops up. Hey, man, come on, you got to vote. We got to change it. You're not gonna change it if you don't vote. Look here. These crazy people keep doing the same shit to you and I that they've always done. Okay, which is whatever the hell they want. Okay, they pick and choose when to help you or when they're not gonna help you. Like in the Flint situation, obviously the people couldn't do that. You know, like where are these? That's what these agencies are for. They're regulating, okay, the water supply. It's supposed to be safe. Where? What happened? What happened? So yeah, I know people in Flint, man, got to be pissed off, because I am. You know, that's very, shit's ridiculous. What do you guys think about that? Let me know what you guys think about Flint, the Flint situation, and again. Taking so long, and you know, what are they doing? Like, but we gotta hurry up. They're gonna hurry up and get the vaccine ready, though. Can't fix the water in Flint, but we're gonna hurry up and get that vaccine done. Craziness, y'all. Craziness. So, yeah, 600 million, and that's what I mean. That's a slap in the face. That is a slap in the face. Yeah, so if I'm, yeah, people in Flint, don't do it. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. I don't know who's leading this class action suit, but please, if anything, if you people are going to focus on something, make sure you get a good lawyer. Make sure they don't take this. Make sure they do not take this 600 million. Nope. Y'all got to do better than that. Oh, y'all got to do way better than that. So let's see. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I do not even know. I'm going to have to follow up now, because I'm not sure what the situation is with the water there still. Is it does anybody know? Any of you guys know if it's gotten any better? I hope it has, because I don't know, but I'm going to have to look that up now. All right, let's jump on to let's jump on to Twitter. See what's trending on Twitter. That's that. Make sure you're following us on Mixcloud, all right, and DLive and Twitch as well. I'm going to be doing some promos for the full show with the music. That's what I mean. We're on Facebook right now, so that's why I'm not, you know, can't do the music here. We can, and we're going to start doing it. All right, as I'm trying to. All right, let's see what's popping in my Twitter feed here. Oh man, Penny the Great getting it in at the gym. That's what's up. Penny the Great, for those who don't know, we play his, you know, maybe we could play his song on Facebook. Member of the Writers Guild, getting it in. Exercise with the, but see, you got the mask on, so you go kill yourself, bro. Exercise with the mask on. Well, stamina wise, yeah, you want to build up your stamina. See, I couldn't do that. If I was exercising with that, man, I'd pass out, man. My old ass, I couldn't do it. So shout out to my man Penny the Great for being able to get the workout in with the mask on. Let's see. I follow some people. So here's a good one. This guy Spiro, he does good work. He's very active on Twitter, and he drops these little nuggets. So globally, the world, the WHO estimates that the flu kills 290,000, 650,000 people per year. And it's a very, and no lockdowns. This is every year, all day, every day, for as long as we've, these are the numbers for the regular flu. And yeah, he says, ask yourself the question, why now? That's the question, why now? Because it ain't about, I don't know, if people, if you really can't, if you don't understand that, then you could look all this up, just like we did just now. Basically, those, because basically those CDC numbers, that's all flu and that's flu and pneumonia. Okay, that's why they're all lumped in. That's how the chart is set up. COVID with flu and pneumonia, here are the numbers. COVID with flu without pneumonia, here are the numbers. COVID with pneumonia but without the flu. No, again, what are y'all doing? It's funny. My girlfriend Marissa, she's a medical professional, okay? And she's actually in school. She's getting, what are you getting again? Now? Hello? Marissa? What are you going back to school for? So a nurse, so yeah, she's going back to get her nursing certification, medical assistant. And so she knows. So when it's funny because we talk about this. So why are they doing that? Well, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I know it don't make sense. But she does a lot of school online. So I hear, when I'm going in and out of the bedroom, sometimes I'll hear, the class. And what were they saying about COVID? What were they saying? And they had a weird chart. What was that chart they were showing you guys? What was it called? I know, but yeah, what do they call it? The chain of infection, or how to break the chain of infection, like. We're gonna have to do all charts show. I'm gonna have to get all the stupidest charts I've seen so far on this shit, and I'm gonna show them to you guys because it's real. I don't know. It boggles my mind that this is actually, this is real. Like, people are doing it. When I say real, people are actually doing this. Real is depends on your perspective, but as far as, so yeah, like, even again, so she's, like I said, she's going to school to get her nursing certification and whatever, and they're talking about the COVID, the chain of infection and how to break it, and if this one, exposure, and again, they got all these stupid charts, and again, it's this designed to confuse you. Because I said, what the hell are they doing? I said, what is that? And because I can see it, I can see it on her screen. And, it's like, it's all these stupid. I got to show you guys that stuff. And there's a lot of them. So that's what it's all like, okay, I'm not going to pay no mind to that. But yeah, again, this is the major. This is it right here. You can go look again, you could look at obesity, death numbers yearly. You could look at high blood pressure, heart disease. Again, numbers that are real. When I say real, like reported accurately as far as they know, because nobody's had an incentive. We never had to change. Heart disease is heart disease. You don't. Well, it could have been the flu. You don't see heart disease and flu, and they don't do it with those conditions, right? If you die of heart disease, that's what you died of. If you died of liver, if you died of cancer, that's what you died of. So again, the whole thing, like if it don't look strange to you, I don't know. That's what made me start questioning. I'm like, wait a minute, what are they doing? This makes no sense. Why are they doing this way? Why is there no clear cause? Why is it COVID and something else? Comorbidities. Why does it have to have a comorbidity? Can't be just by itself. There was one, I don't know where it is. I downloaded it. Okay, oh no. Let's see. Ron Paul had something to say about the CDC bombshell, only 6% of COVID deaths. Let me see, what did he say here? See what he had to say about that. Yeah, that's it. So exclude all of, see, that's what I mean. You look at that shit and it's like, what is this? And then your mind will shut off and you'll just go listen to the idiot on CNN. Don't do that, okay? This is all you need to understand, okay? Only 6% of COVID deaths from only COVID. That's what you need to understand. You look at those CNN, if you look at that stuff all day, good Lord, there's no helping you, I don't think. But if you do, and you still, let's. I'm sorry. Let me. What is this recommended? These sites kill me. Good Lord. Really? Come on, close that. All right. All right, so that's a quote again from the my bad. See, usually I scope these things out before. I didn't. Oh, good Lord, I don't even know. All right, what did he say? I'm looking. What did he say? Okay. The Ron Paul Liberty Report. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I need. Let's see what he said.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Liberty Report. With me today is Daniel McAdams, our co-host. Daniel, good to see you today.
How are you this morning, Dr. Paul?
Good. Beginning a week and ready and raring to go.
That's right.
Solve another problem.
Couple problems.
Of course, I've been saying that for a long time. I guess it's hard to measure, and I think that is the truth. When we're in this type of business, or no matter what kind of freedom group it is, you never know what the result. We have the CDC report, which is falling our way, and that trying to explain that the data is not reliable, and also that there are some results in Berlin and in Europe where it's showing that the people are rebellion actually better than the Americans are.
Much better.
I think they're rolling over, to really get you upset, especially if you have kids at different ages and different schools, and then they take and they break it up. Some is home, some is doing this, and some of you attend classes, And it's a good way to make people nervous. And the kids, too. It's not only the parents who have to hustle around. It has to be the kids, too, get all upset about this because they like, believe it or not, kids like to be organized. And they like it when people give them a little bit of help structuring what they're going to do. But we want to go over the CDC report.
Okay, here we go.
This is really something that
I have to edit this.
We suspected, we talk about, we knew it existed, but this is some firm evidence.
Yeah.
You know what's going on, how they count. The data we know has always been fudged, and
there we go. So see, this is the first, I know who Ron Paul is, obviously, a lot of people know who he is. But if you've been looking at the actual, trying to look at the data, the real data, not just what they tell you on the news, and if you listen to what they say, what they tell you they're doing, which they tell you they're doing on the news, about how they're getting this data, like he just said, this, confirms, how they're fudging. That's a very nice way of putting it, but definitely, again, the information is being not only inflated, but if you're just gonna, say everybody is dying from this, you're going to hit that checkbox. It's not inflated. It's not true. Okay, and if all you have to do is say, we think he had it, that's what they said. I'm not saying this. That's how they're classifying this. Okay, you can go through all that information is public. We've went over that already. They just have to assume you had it. If it's in their opinion, it has to be a medical opinion. So if the doctor says, I think he probably, it looks like he could have had it, based on their medical opinion, then they can check that box on your death certificate, and that's where the stats are coming from. So let's go back to Ron Paul.
And they've come
what
up
he
with
says.
A new number saying that 94% of the COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. had other factors.
Yeah.
Maybe COVID had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But it looks like out of this group of reviewing, only 6 did they say they were claiming that, we would put them in the category that those individuals died from the virus, not with the virus. And this is the whole thing. If we ever got to the point of saying, instead of COVID-19 hysterically pandemic and all this stuff, if they ever said, this year's cold virus, something like that. Oh, it's a lot worse. Yeah, it might be worse than average cold virus, but it's not. Some people argue it's not worse than influenza. There's some stats on that. But when the dust settles, we're going to have a more accurate, as some honest researchers go out and research this, going to find out that it wasn't anything like they portrayed it to be.
Interesting. Right. And I agree with that. Now that there's data to be researched, but again, from the beginning, it's like they started making this shit up. They had to pad it, so that's why they did what they did with the classification. Dying with it means you died of it, right? But like he's saying here, other people are gonna go into these statistics and and tell the truth, which they're already doing. Like it's kind of strange. It's like, why put that in there? Why would you even put that in the CDC report? Only 6%. You talk about hundreds, again, this is the weekly thing. It was like 180,000. And then you're going to say, but only 6% actually, we think, And again, that's what I mean. It's all
but
craziness.
Say, well, that's good news. Well, it's good news that they're finding it. It's a little late. The sooner, the better. But the whole thing is, if they find it, it might be too late because the process is going to be in place. They're sort of waiting. This falls through. I think that it's when I read the CDC report, I thought, well, could this be cover?
Yeah.
You know, they're coming out and saying, well, you know, we did this and we weren't hiding anything, and now they're leaking out the truth. But that's too conspiratorial, so that wouldn't be true.
But see, that
yeah.
that's funny. That's what I was just saying, and that's what it's like. Why are they? What did I just say? Why did they put that in there? Is it to cover? Yeah, like you said, is it to cover their own ass now? Well, you know, the data. Yeah, when it comes out that, you know what? When I say comes out, I mean when somebody else, like, you know, when they comes out and starts reporting on a larger scale the truth, okay? And they start telling the truth about these numbers, and, you know, is that why the tinfoil hat spinning, the tinfoil beanie spinning? So is that why they threw that in there? To cover their own ass later? Say, hey, look, we wasn't in on it. We was told. You know, it's like, yeah. It's like, what's going on? What's going on? It's this craziness. I don't. So yeah, that's a good point that Ron Paul made there. The same thing I was thinking. And that's what I mean. Don't think you're crazy, people. Don't think you're crazy, you're strange. It's just it's natural to question things that don't make sense. Okay? I tell my kids all the time. And, you know, look, there ain't nothing wrong with asking questions. Okay? Something don't feel right to you. You know, so God has given us, you know, some people call it whatever. I call it common sense. Some people call it, you know, there's other names for it. All right, but if something just ain't, you know, like, yeah, that don't make sense to me. That don't seem right. Let me find out. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't care what people want you to think. Okay? There's nothing wrong with asking legitimate questions. Okay? So if I'm those politicians in Flint, and if I'm people, if you going door to door telling people to vote, you better be telling people, yeah, you want to talk about defund something, how about all y'all need to get up out of here. Whoever's in charge of that whole tragedy, mismanagement, you know, that's being mild. Whoever over in Flint, you know, whoever is, yes, never mind vote. But vote, you know what? All y'all need to just quit. I ain't voting until y'all quit. Everybody quit. And then we're going to start over. That's, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, let me see if he says. I got to go through this video and I got to edit this.
It is, and it's a bombshell, and we can actually even put up the first clip. This is from the CDC's own website. This is
they're going to go over it now.
A report that came out over the weekend. This is in the comorbidities section of the report. For 6% of the deaths, COVID-19 was the only cause mentioned. On average, there were 2.6 additional conditions or causes per death, and additionally, most of those who died of that 94% were of an extreme advanced age. So this is, in a sense, it's a bombshell because, and a lot of people are saying, well, that means only about 9,200 people died from COVID alone. And that is not entirely accurate. And in fact, Alex Berenson, who's I think done the best work on this, he's a former New York Times reporter, right. And he's been on TV all the time about it. But he makes a point that it's not accurate to say that only 9,000, because some of those comorbidities really are conditions that can be related to a COVID death, like pneumonia. It's probably fair to count that in a few others. So what Berenson did is he went through it.
See, this is why I disagree. This is what I mean. These people are like, yeah, this counting. Then why are you calling it? That's what I'm saying. Stop. See, if they weren't able to add the other issues, I'm gonna take one more look at the. You know what? Let's do that right now before I forget. Let me take one more look at the CDC report here, and let's look. It's the comorbidities section. It's the last section. Contributing deaths involving so again, they're hypertension, heart disease, chronic arrest, so a heart attack, arrhythmia, heart failure, cerebral vascular. Again, why sepsis? Malignant is that cancer? Like diabetes, Alzheimer's. So why, again, I don't understand. I just don't understand why nobody is questioning this. I mean, people are. It's just that, the narrative is being controlled, obviously. So again, so you're saying all of this is part of the total. Why? Why is this? Why is this? Respiratory distress, respiratory failure. And where? Okay, and here's another interesting part of the place. The place. Here we go. The place of death. I thought this was interesting. Table 2 presents death counts and other select causes by the place. And if you want to get the state level, you can download the PDF. They break it down all the way, so you can find out. I encourage. I'm gonna look. But here's another thing that's interesting. A healthcare setting. So these are people that died. This is where they died of COVID, allegedly. 100. So the total number is 164, 280. Healthcare inpatient, so like a hospital, 105. Outpatient or emergency room, 5,000. Dead on arrival, 165. At home, 8,000. 8,820. Hospice, 4,000. Nursing home, long-term care, 36,000. Other, what is this other? 2,000. What does that mean? An unknown. That's 58. So again, they're counting. And look at what it says here. Involving. It doesn't say all deaths involve. See the way again. What are they talking about? And here they go again. Deaths involving pneumonia with or without COVID. It's like deaths involving COVID and pneumonia excluding influenza. All deaths involving influenza or without COVID. Again, what the fuck are y'all talking about at this point? What are y'all doing? They're just making shit up. That's what it looks like to me. Because I don't... Not just me. So yeah, interesting. Interesting indeed. Anyway, again, the main takeaway from this is that Only 6%. They're only willing. What'd they say in that Flint article? Flint said they're willing to pay 600 million to settle claims. Yeah, in this case, they're willing to say only 6% are from COVID alone. That's what they're willing to say at this point. That's the main thing to take away from that. All right, we'll edit this later. Oh, what happened?
Out the comorbidities that clearly weren't related to COVID death, even though COVID was on the death certificate. And he pointed out,
Right,
Jill, because, and a lot of people are saying, well, that means only about 9,200 people died from COVID alone. And that is not entirely accurate. And in fact, Alex Berenson, who's I think done the best work on this, he's a former New York Times reporter, right. And he's been on TV all the time about it. But he makes a point that it's not accurate to say that only 9,000, because some of those comorbidities really are conditions that can be related to a COVID death, like pneumonia. It's probably fair to count that in a few others. So what Berenson did is he went through it and he said, let's take out the comorbidities that clearly weren't related to COVID death, even though COVID was on the death certificate. And he pointed out Alzheimer's, sepsis, dementia, cancer, and unintentional injury. Remember we talked about that motorcycle accident, that was COVID. Suicides, there is a section where suicides are listed as COVID. So he says if you take out those that are clearly not related to COVID, even leave in things like diabetes and obesity, because that can be related, even if you're so conservative you do it that way, by his estimate, there are about 50,000 certificates, COVID certificates, he said, assuming no double counting, which certainly could be the case. But that is a far cry, even if you leave those things in, 50,000 deaths rather than 160-some thousand deaths. That is a regular flu season. I think in 18 we had 80,000 deaths. So it's clearly, even if you approach it very conservatively, and you don't want to say only 9,000, there's clearly something that's changed since these numbers have come out.
The one statistic that I don't think we're going to see, and someday somebody might try to sort it out, but it'll be very controversial, is the iatrogenic cause of it. Because doctors do make mistakes, and sometimes they're for political reasons, all sorts of things. But they make mistakes. Everybody that got put on a respirator was done with the intent of doing what they thought was the right thing. It turns out, I don't think any doctors now say, get them on a respirator real fast. This will head off the seriousness of the disease, that sort of thing. And but they.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's going to be, again, nobody's talking about, right. In the beginning, respirator, people were, again, if you know anybody that works in the medical field, a respirator, what they were doing, intubating people, what you were hearing about a while back, you don't hear about it that much anymore. But they were doing that. And it's like, why? Why are you, to help them breathe. And, for regular people, it makes sense. But if you listen to anybody in the medical profession, they'll tell you that that whole process is very traumatic, to someone's body. Number one, so, and we heard stories, health professionals saying, hey, look, they're sedating these people, got them on respirators. When you're doing that, you're weak, your body is weak, you can't, your body naturally, if you're sedated and you got a tube down your throat and the machine's breathing for you, you're very vulnerable. And that's what was going on in a lot of places in the beginning there, when people were, going to the hospital and that's what Ron Paul's talking about. Like you don't hear them doing that now. You don't hear doctors, I don't think, if you know people that, I didn't have to do it myself. I didn't have to, I didn't get sick to where I had to call, my doctor be like, hey, should I? But I do know people, you know, that did. First thing they told them, do not go to the hospital. Okay? It's the first thing. You couldn't get information, you know, as far as what to do, but one thing they did tell you to do, as far as how to treat it, doctor's like, look, we'll try, you know, just send you a Z-Pack and something else, like, you know, one friend of mine told me. But his doctor told him, do not go to the hospital unless it's it's a last resort, unless you feel like, you know, you're so sick that whatever. But he said, stay away from the hospital. And one of the reasons why, and that's what I mean, that's when and after I started, you know, when they were saying they were intubating people and putting people on respirators, no, there ain't no way. I mean, shit, I wouldn't go anyway, but there ain't no way. I ain't going there. I gotta get my man on the show. There's a I'm not gonna say his name because I don't know. But if he wants, I gotta talk to him. See if he wants to come on and talk about it. But a mutual friend of ours was telling me when he was, all right, so a friend of mine had it, okay, back east. And when he got it, so he's calling, he didn't know what to do, he called the hospital, like, hey, should I come down there? I think I might have it. And the nurse, whoever, the admission, the lady on the phone, assuming it was a nurse, she told him, don't do it, money. You don't want to do that, money. You don't want to come down here. That's what she told him. I gotta get my man and see if he wants to come and tell that story. Good Lord. Like I said, a mutual friend of ours told me. He did, I talked to him. He told me, he said, he had it, for a couple of weeks. It was real bad. As far as he had a fever. He had a high fever for like 2 weeks straight. Okay, and that'll made him very weak, and took him a minute to recover. But in the beginning when he was calling, because she said, look, yeah, you don't want to do that. Don't do that, money. You don't want to do that. And then she started telling him why. Look, you come in here, ain't nobody nobody can come see you. You in here for 2 weeks minimum, So she just broke it. She said, look, don't do it. And luckily for him, he did not. And then he got a hold of a doctor that gave him some sound advice, and and he was able to take care of it and deal with it at home. Shout out to my man. I gotta text him. I want to know if he'll come on, because he got to tell that story himself, man. That's my told me what that. My other friend told me what the nurse told him. Hey, what should I come down there? Don't do it. Don't do it, money. Oh man. So don't do it, y'all. Oh man. We were taking a look at this Ron Paul, the Freedom Report, and they're talking about the latest, stats that, CDC quietly, when we say quietly, because again, let me know, people. I got to do some more research today. I'm going to go check in on CNN. Is anybody talking about the CDC numbers this week, on the other platforms? That's what they mean by quietly. Okay, that's the article, one article we were looking at, when they just, oh yeah, by the way, only 6% of the total 180,000 actually we're going to, admit to having only the convid. I don't know. If you guys, that's what I mean. Let me know if you guys have any, information you want us to share here. When I say information, I mean, because look, as far as this stuff, again, I'm not a doctor. Nobody's claiming to be. I'm not giving anybody medical advice. Again, I'm just telling you, we're just going over, CDC reports, and, again, we're trying to keep it as factual. We ain't trying to mislead nobody. So again, we're not just talking out of, not just talking out the side of my face. Some stuff I will, and I will let you know when I'm doing that. I'm just giving my opinion on something. But, you know, it's just a big mess is basically what it is with these numbers. And I think, and like Ron Paul was saying, like, why are they admitting to this now? You know, about a very small percentage of people that they're admitting to. They're just admitting to that. That's the percentage they're comfortable with right now. Only 6%. Again, they're just pulling. You know, if you want to talk about somebody pulling shit out of their ass. But the question again is why? Why are you admitting that? Like Ron Paul said, maybe it's to cover their own ass. You know, for something else that's coming. You know, because again, somebody, you know. This, you know, the response to this, what has been done so far, okay, isn't, you know, does not line up, right? The response just isn't, makes no sense. Again, more people die of common causes every year. And the extent, you know, again, with all this craziness, lockdowns and shutdowns and all this stuff, and now these, you know, COVID passes. Ireland just came out with one. For Ireland, they came out with their own COVID app thing where you know, where you get your test, and then there's green, yellow, there's green, bronze, and red, you know, and so if you're good, your test is positive, you get a green thing, and you can travel and do whatever, and you know, and they're doing all this stuff, man. And the question is why? Okay? The question you really need to ask yourself is why. Okay, Pearly, well, they say, well, you know, because we don't want anybody to get sick and die. All right, well, that's not happening. Okay, just like the regular, common, you know, seasonal ailments, those vaccines don't cure, you know, people still get the flu, you know, so that, again, I never, you know, I know I got the flu shot at least once. I think I did it once. It's because I was listening, you know, to my, you know, to my ex, you know, we were living together at the time, and you know, it was something, you know, it's like, well, you should get it. You know, I'm like, I don't really need to get it because I don't get, you know, I don't get sick like that. And I think I got it once just because she kept bugging me. But but after that, and you know, after that, I did so. I think I did it, and I got, you know, and yeah, it made me sick. And so that, I think, you know, and I was like, it's like, yeah, well, you get sick, but it won't be as bad. You know, that's the excuse, right? With the regular flu shot. Yeah, just get it. You know, you might get it, but it's more mild. It's not going to be, you know, so it won't be the bad flu. It'll just be a regular flu. How's everybody doing out there? So anyway, and that was years and years ago. I haven't had a flu shot since. You know, it's been over 10 years. I'm good. And I think, you know, so that's the question about this, like, you know, and again, even these people that are pushing this, you know, the Faucis and the Birxes and the experts, even they're saying, look, the first, and I've seen Fauci say this numerous times, the first, and my question is, why are people listening to him? Why? Look, he keeps saying it. Look, the first round of vaccines probably won't be that great. Like he, I almost want to look it up now because the way he says it is hilarious. It's like, they're not going to be really that good. But, you know, they'll get better. You know, we'll get better at, you know, it's like, all right, well, why don't you let me know when it's good? You know, why you want me to take some, you know, take some shit that's trash, son? Why you want to do that? Like, why would I want to do that? I don't want to do that. So let's say I'm going to play that game. All right. You holler at me when you got the good. All right. When you know, hey, look, that's if I, you know, let's say I trusted, you know, these people that won't put, but you know, what they're talking about RNA and, you know, look, ain't nobody, you doing too much. Get out of here with that. But let's say I was. Again, holla when you get your shit straight. All right, holla when you ready. Don't. I don't want the experimental stuff, man. I don't want the. We'll see what it does stuff. You know what? Who wants that? Who wants that? That's my question. That's what I mean. So all these people, you know, get your vaccine. You just like the man. You're wearing your mask. You're an asshole. You're gonna kill me. Whatever, dude. Just hey, guess what? Stay over there. I'm gonna stay over here. But yeah, so those people that they go, like your boy said, it ain't gonna be that great the first ones. But if you want to take your chances, it's better than nothing, right? Is that the logic behind that? What's wrong with these people? Can somebody please tell me? All right, that was a good one. That was a good rant. I think so. We're gonna end on that because I need to chop that. We can make some good promos from that one. Let me check the and I'm gonna go back through this Ron Paul video. They make some good points here, and break it down better than I do. Where is the chat? Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Where's the chat window? All right, so yeah, y'all. Appreciate everybody checking in. Facebook and you know what? I don't know what happened to our. I gotta see what's up with my Twitch feed, man. I think I got my stream key or something is jacked up. I don't think we're on Twitch right now. All right, so that's it. All right, for this episode, Court Boys Radio Show. Make sure you're following us on D Live. All right, on Mixcloud also. All right, to get the music. So not only will you get the commentary, like we do here on social media, we just do the commentary, but also you subscribe to Mixcloud, you will get the full show with the music as well. All right, but the good stuff. All right, Court Boys Radio Show, hip hop and R&B, where hip hop meets conspiracy. But so yeah, stay tuned for that. All right, coming up. All right, so you'll be seeing those Mixcloud promos and those Mixcloud links and all that good stuff soon. What's going on here? Why is my Heather says, always ask why come on day one of if kindergarten. Oh, did you write? I don't always ask why on day one if kindergarten. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand that. Is that a typo? But yeah, when they're talking about, let me see. Yeah, Richard says this shit is totally effed. Talking about, yes. And the more, so that's what I mean. When you look at, and that's just looking at the real, and again, I use that air quotes, real, the real facts, or not facts, the real data, from the authoritative source, which is the CDC. The more you look at that, the more you're liable to, again, that's all it does to me. The more I look at it, I'm like, what is this? It doesn't make me scared. It doesn't scare me into thinking, oh my God. It's just like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Sepsis? What's that got to do? They got everything in there. It's everything. Like, okay. I'm just an idiot, I guess. I'm just an idiot. I don't know. I shouldn't be. That's why regular people shouldn't be looking at that type of stuff. All right. Because yes, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Obviously, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at because that shit makes no sense to me. All right. All right, y'all. Let me get out of here. That's it for today. We'll see you guys in the next video, man. We got some good stuff coming up. All right, Court Boys Radio Show, digging in the crates. Like I said, man, you got to be following us on Mixcloud and on Twitch to get that work. All right. Shout out to ConscientiousCapitalInsights.com. You know what I didn't do? I didn't do my stock of the day today. I didn't have time. We'll do that tomorrow. I got to do that early in the day. Stock market, we're 3 hours off, I think, East Coast time. So, had some good picks. Got some good picks so far this week. So we're doing good on that. We'll talk about that tomorrow. All right. Links in the description. ConscientiousCapitalInsights.com. Power plays. If you want to learn more about what I'm talking about with these stock picks, ConscientiousCapitalInsights.com/power plays, I believe. Links in the description, though. Okay, and yeah. It's going to be all right. Everything is going to be fine. We'll see you guys. It's your man Pearly Q in the building. Court Boys Radio Show. We'll see you guys in the next video. And on the next, I got to start doing that. And on the next podcast, because we're doing the audio podcast only. So I got to start remembering. We'll see you guys in the next episode. How about that? We'll do it that way. We'll see you guys in the next episode.